You know what the hardest part of reviewing games is?
Not being able to talk about them.
Yeah.
It's the hardest part for me.
Embargoes are the absolute worst, but I'm glad that we kind of like have a second to sit down and talk about Yooka-Laylee.
Yeah.
Man, what a game. Like,
So good.
this is
so much fun.
easily the first, like, and I've experienced a couple of Kickstarter games, but this is like of the highest level of quality that I've seen, like, out of any of them. It's ridiculous how polished it is and just how good everything is.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you know, it captures Banjo-Kazooie in such a perfect way. Like, let's not mince words here. Like,
It's just Banjo.
It literally is
Banjo
Banjo-Kazooie.
3.
Yeah. It's just funny because I was expecting the blah 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 like voices or whatever. But even when it does like the silhouette zoom out when it's transitioning screens and stuff, it's crazy. And like the music still has that sort of evolving nature where like if you go underwater, the music changes to underwater.
What are your concerns?
My not so gripes?
Yeah.
Well, first off, I love the collectability and all the collectibles. I love that each stage that I go into, there are like way more characters than I would have expected normally. There's like at least 10 totally unique characters with their own names and personalities and stuff in every stage. Like, it's crazy.
And then they give you like, they each have their own cute little new side quests, and it feels so like, especially also because nobody has played yet, so nobody set up any walkthroughs. So I'm playing it and I like got stuck and I couldn't find Trouser Snake, and I was like, I can't look it up online. Like, I can't do anything. I just have to figure it out.
Oh, totally.
And I was like, this particularly I just feel like it's like 1997.
Well,
like, there's nothing to look up. I just have to handle it. They're not gonna help me. I just like go find Trouser Snake.
It's a great situation too, because like you actually get such a feeling of like I did it when you figure out a puzzle, because like you'll see the little pages, which are the equivalent to jiggies. But you'll see one like in a locked chest and you're like, what do I even have to do to get here? You know what I mean? Like, how do I interact with this? But it also has sort of like a Metroidvania feel where like as you're progressing through stages, you get new powers, you get new abilities, and you're like, oh wow, now I can jump higher so I can get to this ledge, or oh, now I can like hover so I can make that gap that I couldn't make before.
All I'm doing now is I'm trying to just like blast through to get like all the worlds that I can, so I can get as many power-ups and like as many abilities as I can.
Yeah, totally. Because it just opens everything up, you know what I mean? Like the perfectionist in me is having a really hard time
I knew you would.
not being able to collect everything on my first pass of a level, so it's like, I guess I should leave, but like, all right, fine, I'll leave.
I did, because like that I was like so focused on that first level, and I was like, I'm gonna collect every single feather in this whole level, and I was like so focused on it. And then once I realized that I didn't have all the powers I needed, I was like, just let go, Liz. Well, it's gonna be okay.
It's not even that, but the other cool aspect is like dissimilar to Banjo-Kazooie. Like when you went into a level of Banjo-Kazooie, it was just the level was what it was. But now you can go back out of the stage, pay a little bit more pages or whatever, and it actually almost doubles the entire space of the world.
And a lot of your quests even like the quests that you're given, you can't complete until you expand.
Yeah, because those areas aren't accessible or whatever.
Like, I was super confused when I first went in there, and I was like, why does this path just lead to nowhere?
Yeah.
And then it expanded the world, and I was like, oh, it leads to this whole castle.
But it's
a whole other thing.
It's actually a really smart way of doing it, because if you looked at that level just on its own, like first pass, it would be really overwhelming, because they're huge. Like the inside maps are gigantic.
The worlds are definitely bigger, and I've heard some complaints of people saying that they're a little too big, and they do sometimes feel a little big.
So my gripe, right? My first gripe with it, and it's not even something that I could be too mad about. I think it's just sort of it kind of comes with the territory with the platformer, is that the camera's not awesome. You know, it's useful and it's full 360 camera or whatever, but as you're trying to platform on stuff, it sometimes get caught on the level geometry and whatnot. And I think that also speaks to another issue, which is the platforming is good, but it's not the platforming is really good, but it's not as precise as I want it to be. I'll try to jump on things that I don't think I'm supposed to jump on, but I actually am supposed to be jumping on them. It's kind of it's a little ambiguous, but that's really the only negative that I could possibly speak of. I mean, how about you? Is there anything that's kind of gotten in the way of your experience?
Other than a couple hiccups that I think are just sort of come with the territory of platforming, I haven't had too many issues with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think of anybody who backed this game or thought that it was going to be like Banjo-Kazooie is totally going to be satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
Your expectations are going to be blown away.
I think everybody's going to be satisfied. I'm really hoping that this is going to start a new age of like people bringing back 3D platformers.
Totally. Yeah.
That's like my type of retro game.
Yeah.
Like I grew up, my first system was an N64, and that's what I have nostalgia for.
Definitely.
And I would love if that sort of stuff came back again.
I'm right there with you. Some of my most favorite and like cherished gaming memories come from that era, and you know we're well beyond due for a game like this.
Yeah.
And they set the bar really high. So.
Wow, you made it all the way to the end. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for checking out this review that Liz and I did for Yooka-Laylee. But listen, we could really use your help. If you could let us know in the comments if you like this more casual, conversational style review, it would be incredibly helpful. This is a new sort of format that we wanted to try out, and we're really curious to see if you guys like it. So if you could let us know if you like it or not, that would be awesome. If you did like it, give us a thumbs up on this video, and also be sure to subscribe to the Zero Reviews so you can see all of our awesome videos that we have coming up. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be sure to see you on the next one.